Hello internet people and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Final Fantasy Rebirth. And with that being said, let's get into it. Unfortunately, I have some bad news for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It has been announced that Cid and Vince von Valentine will not be playable characters in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I know, I'm sad, you're sad, let's be sad together and let's get through the news together. Vincent and Cid will not appear in Final Fantasy VII's Rebirth combat encounters. I don't know about you guys, but I played the Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus back on the PS2 as Vincent. I was so excited to see how they were going to implement the old combat moves from the PS2 era onto current gen consoles, but I guess that's just going to be a thing of dreams, unfortunately, for me and everyone else out there who had the same feeling. Today's like goal is 5 likes. So if you guys can get me to 5 likes, that'd be wild. And the month goal is to get us to 60 subscribers. So if you guys could help me with that as well, that'd be pretty fantastic. Final Fantasy Rebirth will introduce characters Cid and Vincent to Remake Trilogy's storyline, but don't expect to fight alongside them. Neither character will be present during combat encounters. But we do know both characters will be showing up in the game, however, they will not be part of any encounters. Hopefully, they might be like NPCs that you can't control. That's what I'm hoping for. But let's keep reading. Talking to IGN, Final Fantasy Rebirth director Naoki Amoguchi explains that both Cid and Vincent are accompanying the party on their journey and they help out, but they aren't actually featuring in battles as guests, so they're not really going to be involved in your fight. Well, there it goes. That's the last nail in the coffin. I still had a little bit of a hope left, but I guess not. It's not happening. Zip zil zitch. We ain't getting Vincent and Cid this time around. However, I'm guessing that they're going to be reserving Cid and Vincent for Final Fantasy VII, the third part, the third act of the game. Because it is true, if they gave us all the characters right now, there wouldn't be anything new to discover in the newer games. I am not happy, but I understand why I did want to keep some characters combat set reserved for the last game. Last year, IGN learned that Vincent Valentine will be accompanying character, with Yamaguchi explains that the character would be similar to how Red in Final Fantasy 13 was in Remake. I've never played Final Fantasy 13, so I don't even know who Red is. If you guys do know who Red is and what he plays like, let me know what that's like in the comment section down below. And while you're there, you know what to do. In Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Red 13 was a guest character and his actions in combat was handled by AI rather than the player. It was therefore easy to assume that both Vincent and Cid, characters confirmed to be starring in Rebirth by recent trailers, would also be controlled by AI in battle. However, Yamaguchi has now confirmed to IGN that the two characters won't be present at all. I'm guessing that Vincent and Cid are going to be returning characters in the game. They're going to show up in crucial areas where you're supposed to do stuff, where you're supposed to have a cinematic. Anything involving Cid and Vincent will probably still happen in the correct order. They're probably not going to be as impactful this time around as the PS1 days. They're going to appear in various parts of the story and scenarios where they play a role, or they'll help you or out or assist you in some way, but they're not actually fighting as guest characters in that sense, said Yamaguchi. That means that Cid and Vincent's combat abilities have been saved for the third and final game in the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy. If we use up all the playable characters in the second part, then we would lose out on quite a lot new surprises and new experiences for the player in the third game, Yamaguchi explained. Well, boom, hit it on the nail right there. You see, if you guys want to stay up to date, you guys want to have access to my future site observation hockey, you need to sub, because so far everything I say I read later is to be correct. And I am reading this for the first time with you guys. I'm not reading ahead and then coming back. This is real prediction magic happening right here, right now. While we won't be seeing Cid leap into the air to unleash hyper jump or Vincent transform into a variety of monster weirdos, it's good to know there are still major parts of the second chapter, and we're impressed with what we've seen already. Sid has quite the glow up, and Vincent will be voiced by none other than Matthew Mercer. Hey, I love Matthew Mercer in Critical Role. Fantastic voice actor, plays McCree in Overwatch. Yeah, I would love to see Matthew Mercer play Vincent Valentine in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. With the release of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth being on the close horizon, we're getting a sizable wave of news about the game's approach to reinventing the original. I did not play Final Fantasy VII, unfortunately, back on the PlayStation 1. From what I understand, certain things from the original one and remake have changed, and they're suggesting that the events are going to be similar, however things might happen a bit differently this time. And honestly, I'm okay if they decide to change things from the original game, have some characters die who didn't die, or have some characters survive who didn't survive. I just want them to make a good game, and so far it seems like that's exactly what they're doing. And if they feel like they have to change a couple of things from the original, hey, more power to you, and I can't wait to see what this game holds up next. It's an exciting time for FF fans who will no doubt be theorizing on what will happen, especially in the concluding chapters of Rebirth, hints that may be held in the ESRB rating for the game, which hints at blood, cleavage, and the eventual fate of Aerith. For those of you who are not in the know, Aerith does get unalived in Final Fantasy VII, the original one. There has been theories that she's going to survive this one. I don't know how that would work, but hey, I didn't play the original, so I'm really okay if they decide to keep her alive. I'm here for it. I just want them to have a good time making the game so that I can enjoy the game when it comes out. How are you guys feeling about this news? Are you as bummed as I am that Vincent and Sid are not going to be playable characters? Let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're there, be sure to like, share, subscribe, ding that notification bell. And if you don't want to, remember, at the end of the day, I'm just some guy on the internet, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.